The media can absolutely play a role in teen suicide rates, both in a positive way and in a negative way. Certainly from a positive perspective, the shows like 13 Reasons Why and other shows where suicides happen or teens talk about suicide, I think it allows us to talk about it and have conversations about suicide and depression among teens, which is certainly underappreciated. The fact that 500,000 teens every year have thoughts of suicide means that we should be talking about it more, and we need to be more proactive, talking about it in schools and in our communities before a suicide happens, as opposed to being reactive and dealing with the aftermath of suicide. The other thing is that media allows us to recognize certain signs and symptoms of depression and suicide in teens. As for the negatives, I think there is a tendency of some shows and media to glamorize or romanticize suicide, and oftentimes they get it wrong. There's a tendency to blame suicide on a singular cause, when in fact we know that it is multifaceted. The other thing I think media does a poor job on is how suicide and how depression is treated. We have very good treatments. We can treat depression, we can prevent suicide, and I hope that that encourages people to talk about it and seek help, whether it's from parents or other teens or their counselors or teachers, anyone that can refer them to a mental health professional that can talk about suicide and depression and prevent that behavior from ever happening. Which brings me to another point. It's perfectly okay to ask someone about suicide, to ask someone if they're thinking about hurting or killing themselves. That's not going to make it more likely to happen, and we should have that dialogue with folks. And I think, that's what media does right, is it gets us talking about it.
UTMB Health, working together to work wonders.